So what's your advice to those people that want to have Saint Joseph as a father just like you do? What can you share with them?
The thing is, it's different for everybody. God speaks to all of us differently. Same with Saint Joseph. And
Mm,
what you mentioned, though, the childlike qualities, we have to approach the Holy Family as children. You know, uh, we can be intellectual, we can be theologians, we can be the Pope. That's not going to necessarily forge a relationship with the saints. We need to be humble. We need to be childlike. You know, go to Joseph. You know, learn about him. Not necessarily pray to him at first if you don't know how. Just talk and say, Saint Joseph, you were the father of Jesus. You know, you were good enough for him, so you're more than good enough for me. You know, I'm sorry for not knowing much about you. So it's hard to explain. There's no real black and white answer to that. It's just
mm,
talk to Saint Joseph. You know, meditate on him. You know, just just try to see Christ through his eyes. That's something I did too, because Jesus I always saw as a stern judge figure. But when I started looking at him through St. Joseph's eyes, I thought, this isn't some pretentious, you know, man God. This is this is the God of creator of heaven and earth who came down and willed to submit himself to a human father, a human mother. You know, he wasn't this you know, teenager with attitude because he knew all the mysteries of the universe. You know, he was approachable. He had friends. He smiled. He laughed. You know, he hugged Saint Joseph. You know, if we can see Christ through Saint Joseph's eyes as this approachable
mm,
boy, like in the picture on my book cover, you know, a boy that you would play with as a kid your age. It's almost like when you get to know Saint Joseph, he then pushes you forward and be like, "Here, I want you to meet my son.
mm,
Let's, you know, have a play date kind of thing." And then you grow with Christ. He becomes kind of like a bigger brother to you. You know, he'll give you love, he'll help you out, he'll give you a hard time, which is what big brothers do, but he'll give you that tough love when you need it. But he'll also give you that shoulder, you know. And the father has an important role to play in that. You know, he wants to bring his kids together. So I mean, Heavenly Father, yes, of course, but also in the person of Saint Joseph, he wants us all to approach him, not necessarily so that we can get to know everything about him, but to see Christ through his own eyes. You know, it's like
mm.
looking through a photo album with your father next to you. Like, this is my son Jesus here,
Hey,
you know,
Joe,
and
Jesus said, "Unless you become like children, you shall never enter the kingdom of heaven." And even for myself, some of the most endearing things that I've read about people we now call saints, like John Paul II, when he talks about seeing his father on his knees praying, as a child, how that impacted him. And it's not in every case. I mean, for sure. But when you read it, you come into contact with the reality of the power of fatherhood. And so, I mean, you're talking about your devotion to Saint Joseph in a very childlike way, and it's actually the way we should all be, because Fulton Sheen used to say, only the way Fulton Sheen could do it. There are no geriatric wards in heaven. And what he meant by that is, heaven is not for the old of heart, right? It's not a matter of chronology, but the old of heart. It's all for children, those who can receive grace as a child. And so, actually, it's quite beautiful when we experience somebody's faith in a very childlike way. And it's wonderful to see how Joseph really spoke to you, because there is a crisis of fatherhood, whether it's your father or in general. And men need this so much.